Hauling my very first solo drive of my new Geo Pro 15TB travel trailer. It's a off-road trailer, and this is my very first solo drive. I have been practicing um, backing up and driving forward, of course. Um, but yeah, as soon as I get stuck here, I am going to figure out, okay, how do I switch this around? I think that's it. No, maybe not. Hi, Kathleen. Maybe, there we go. Okay. All right. So, road is clear. I'm just traveling the 2-lane roads around where I live. I just came up a back road, and I'm going to head over probably to the local Kmart. It's an empty, big empty parking lot where I have been practicing, practicing my backups. I have, my husband walks me through the turnarounds and the backups, and I was confident enough today to go out on a solo practice drive. I'm not going too far, of course, and well, I hate it when there's somebody coming from the other direction. This is a 2-lane road, I know. Um, it just makes me nervous. Hi, whoever he was, I may have been one of my neighbors. Um, recognized my truck and our new trailer, which has been in our driveway for, well, since we picked it up on Friday. Today is Tuesday, and I've been practicing almost daily. I didn't go out yesterday. Can't remember why. I think there was something else going on yesterday that I wasn't able to get out and practice my backups and everything. But my husband is my spotter. He helped me to back up out of our driveway and got me at least on our very narrow road. It's a 2-lane, but it's just slightly wider than this 1 lane. So whenever there's another vehicle coming by, yeah, you got to move over and you make room. And there were 2 vehicles that were coming up the hill whenever I came down, and boy, was I hanging on to this steering wheel, nervous as all heck. Hi, I see that there are multiple people on here. All I can do is say hi. I have to concentrate on my driving, of course. I will be bringing my Geo Pro to Salt Fork to the campout. I've got at least one or two other campouts planned for myself before then, but I think one is to a speaking engagement at, let me think, I'm blanking out on the counties, but they're over in the Scranton area. So if you, Lackawanna, one of the counties is Lackawanna County. The Pennsylvania Bigfoot project, Lackawanna, in another county. I'm sorry, guys. I'm forgetting, but it's two of our county chapters. They are holding a joint meetup meeting. It'll be at the Holiday Inn. Unfortunately, I cannot remember the name, but do a search in the group for Lackawanna. It'll come up, or hopefully one of the guys, Glenn Barassa or Bob Walls, they're the leaders of their county chapters. Hopefully they'll pop in and tell you about their meeting, the date and everything. Okay, there's traffic coming. Okay, I can turn right on red. Oh, turn green. All right. Yes, I'm watching my mirrors, and I'll post the initial walkthrough from the dealer whenever I get back home. I'll make it public. You know, it's on our face or YouTube channel, but right now I have it set for private. I'll reset it for public, and I'll just go ahead and post it on the group, and you'll see. It was not a very good walkthrough to begin with. Okay, here's the shopping plaza where I do my practice, the Lawrence Village Plaza. This is Lawrence County, Pennsylvania, and this is Chenango Township, just a little bit south, just south of Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and that's two words, Newcastle. And I live in the Wampum area. All right, I am going to turn right here. I'm glad there is no one pulling out of this road as I turn in. Yeah, I'm. This may be boring for some, and I apologize. You know, it's not really Bigfoot related, but hey, this is the camping trailer that I'm going to be bringing on our campouts. I will be going on some of our Bigfoot expeditions and research trips in this travel trailer. If you want to look it up, GeoPro, the number 15, letter T as in Tom, B as in boy. It has two twin beds that convert into a king bed, and that area can also be used as a dining area. Very small kitchen and a wet bath. It's large enough for my sister and I whenever we go camping. And yeah, we have been camping, my sister and I, since we were kids with our parents up in the mountains of above Uniontown, Forbes National Forest area, over to Ohio, Powell, Farmington. There used to be a campground at Fort Necessity Battlefield. It was a free campground, which was nice whenever I was a kid. In fact, that was where I honestly can't remember if what happened first, if I saw my very first Bigfoot before I had the encounters up in Farmington at the Fort Necessity campground. But whenever we would camp at Fort Necessity, First thing in the morning, right after I ate breakfast, I would run out the door and go into the forest, and I would just explore, and I would not come home until I got hungry at dinner time, or I could tell it was getting dark, and where I would come back to the campground. But I would get lost, just wander, explore, use my imagination, with, pretending I was, from 200 years ago, and just walking the trails and silently, practice my silent walking. But while I was doing that, I would have a few, what I know now as Bigfoot encounters. I would find these structures that even then, as a kid, at maybe 11, no more than 12 years old, uh, that I would find, and I could tell that they were unusual. They were not naturally made. I could tell even then, these were something put together. And these were miles away from the camp, miles out in the woods. There were no roads, not even, and I would cross an occasional forest road, but no, this was a long ways away from many of those forest roads from back then. Um, I would find where the tops of trees would be put together. The trees would be broken off and dragged to these areas and intertwined into these sculptures, I guess you could call them. And, I would stop and look at them and try to figure out, okay, what are they? Who put them here? And then occasionally I would have rocks thrown at me from nearby. Something would throw rocks at me. Okay, this is where I came out at and where I started the video, at this intersection. And so, whenever that would, whatever it was, would throw rocks at me, I would say, okay, I'd be respectful, because of course, I had no idea. I didn't see who it was or what it was that was throwing rocks at me, but hey, I know whenever I'm not welcome. It's kind of a obvious thing. And so I would just say, okay, I'll turn around, I'll go away, and I would do that. And I would just go in the opposite direction and just continue my hike. Um, I don't recall, I don't think anything, it may possibly have followed me, I don't know. I don't recall anything happening at the campground that I could now interpret as being, Bigfoot related. But I don't see why it, they wouldn't have come through there, but because, hey, they're curious. Um, they like watching us and studying us and being nub noses about what we do, and um, that's what they do. They're bored, especially the teenagers. Okay, I'm gonna turn down this road. I gotta watch my back wheels because I don't want to cut short. Yeah, I am learning. I'm learning, practicing. This is my solo drive here is giving me confidence, so that whenever I'm doing my trips out, um, I have a big trip planned for the end of the year to Oklahoma, a big research trip, that a few of our team, I hope, can make it. There were, well, they were supposed to join me on our trip to Land Between the Lakes, Kentucky, but unfortunately, because of the gas prices, my team just could not make it. That was unfortunate. We had very little activity, but the point of being down there also was to um, not only socialize, but what they call networking with other Bigfoot teams from just about all over the U.S. Some, along with some excellent, outstanding Bigfoot researchers. Um, you One of the guys that taught me, Tim Kumbo Baker, he was there, and there were a bunch of us that went out a couple nights bigfooting out in Land Between the Lakes, and got no responses to all the calls that were made. But hey, it's fun because you're being you're with friends, and they're practicing different strategies, and you see the success or failure of them, and hey, you honestly don't know what is going to succeed, in getting a response, getting a return vocal, unless you try it. Uh, my advice is always, if you're going to do a vocal, you better know the meaning of that vocal that you're practicing, that you're repeating. You don't know the language, then don't imitate it. Don't try to speak it. You have to know what those whoops and different calls are, because you may accidentally send out a challenge call, like that siren, what's known as a siren call, or Ohio howl. Um, you better be careful what you're getting in response. Because we've had them come in on us from 3 different directions out in Oklahoma a few years ago. We were with a bunch of great Bigfooters who knew exactly what the calls meant, what they were doing on those calls, and they knew the possible response. And so there were 14 of us out there, and the Bigfoot were coming in on us from 3 directions. They came in from miles away. We could hear them um, screaming, reply at us, and oh, they were coming closer, 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 and coming in on us. This was in an area ominously called Purgatory, Oklahoma. Uh, you may have heard of it, you may not have. It's known among some researchers out in Oklahoma. It's a dangerous area, and with a bit of history. Okay, I gotta watch here. A little bit of a blind hill, narrow road, couple geese. Hello, hello. Thank you for letting me by. Oh, there's some more geese. But tell you what, guys, I'm going to end this here. I'm not going to take you to my home. Um, from here, you may, some of you know it. Some of you have my address even. But I'm going to end this here and get home and 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll get on there and, oh, hello. I see my husband is on there. Hi, Lou. Um, but I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'll get my husband to hopefully come out and guide me into the driveway, although I hopefully won't need guiding. And we'll make it home safe and sound. I'll let this guy pass by before I make my turn. Hello. All right. Thank you, guys. Monkey went out. God bless. If I can close this down. There we go. Okay. Bye.